Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka NerdAndProudOfIt, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today. So you can check out the semi-finals of the Ascanrask 3 tournament. And I'm gonna do a voiceover together with Felix, who played in the semi-finals. Hey Felix.
Hey guys.
Hey, good to have you on the channel, man. We already had a long chat before, so we just started recording now, and we're gonna have a look at the semi-finals. I'm gonna put them on the screen, but you actually are a really, really good sorcery player because you have been in 3 top 8s in the Ascanrask tournaments. I think even like semi-finals twice. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have been in the finals. I've seen you play. I recorded the video at Sorcery Fest last year, and you have been winning. You were the winner of Siege at the Core, right?
The second one, yeah. The first one was won by Joffrey, my teammate. So therefore, it is our team name is the Helpful Hops. So Siege at the Core always been won by a Helpful Hop.
Nice, Helpful Hop.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very cool. What do they feed you over there? The sorcery extras?
I don't know. I think it's a bunch of luck, to be honest. It's a bunch of luck.
I think you are being very modest because I've seen you play a couple of times. I had the honor to play against you once or twice, and you have a very good oversight, in my opinion, and that's what normally brings you very far. I have seen that in Magic players, but in sorcery players, you see that as well in some, at least, and you are one of them, in my opinion. So
if that's
definitely.
The case, if that's the case, it's probably just due to the fact that I spent way more time in front of Tabletop Simulator playing sorcery when I'm supposed to do. So I don't know if I
Every time I'm on Discord, I see you on the Tabletop Simulator with either your teammate or one of the Belgium guys. That helps a lot. I mean, yeah, play a lot makes good players, right? Hey, we're gonna have a look at the semifinals in general. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. I'm gonna pause it. I put the sound on mute because we got the talk between you and your opponent on here as well, but we're not gonna check that out. In general, what did you think about? You've been to 3 Ascanrask tournaments, and I am obviously curious how you experienced the tournaments. Did you like it? How did you experience the tournament in Austria this time? Just a quick one, and you're allowed to say everything you want. It's okay if you didn't like something. Let me know. We can improve it for next year.
It's hard to find something at Ascanrask that I wouldn't like, but yeah, it was the third Ascanrask, and we had the first one organized by you and the other guys. I think it is almost 3 years ago, something like that.
2024, and 2025, and now 2026, exactly, yeah.
And the very first one was kind of the first European sorcery event in paper, and therefore it was like a big happening. Kind of everybody we knew each other from the Discord already, and we met up in Aachen, and it was like amazing. I'm playing TCG cards since I say almost 20 years by now, and the sorcery community is by far the most welcoming and like coolest, of course, TCG communities we have out there compared to others. So therefore, Ascanrask is always kind of like a little family reunion, I would almost say so, and always go there with like a medium competitive mindset, if you know what I mean. Trying to have fun, trying to enjoy what you like to play, and of course trying to win. I mean, that's in our DNA, I guess, so as a TCG player, but it's not the die hard, go all in, fight till death mode, if you know what I mean. It's just
I know exactly what you mean, because that's what we're aiming for, as you know. We try to keep it casual. We try to keep it open for new players as well, players who have won tournaments sit down against players who have not played any tournaments at all. They just ask questions, and we're all good with that. And indeed, of course, you want to win, because that's what we as TCG players really strive for. But on the other hand, as long as we keep it fun and a little bit casual, fair, and just open for everybody. That's what we aim for at Ascanrask. It's good to hear that it still has that vibe. I'm very happy about that, to be honest.
It's similar to win is also wine. So therefore, I think that was the bigger theme for this Ascanrask, because we were in the wine. It's not a brewery. How do you say it in English?
It's the Wandraschek Winery. Yeah,
Winery, of course, yeah. And that was a really amazing experience. I've never been to one before, and it was, it was. Not really I wasn't a wine guy before. I was more of a beer drinker, but this weekend kind of changed a little my opinion on wines for sure.
I know what you mean. I am the same. I was more of a beer drinker as well, but I tried some wine there, and it's really good. Yeah, we tried to do something different. Sorcery is about experience, and we thought, let's take it to a place where we can have the experience like visible and feelable, and add something to the normal LGS atmosphere, which was fine for the first two, which will be fine if we want to do it next time in Aachen or Essen in the store. But this time we had the opportunity, so we went for it, and I think it turned out pretty well. A bit more far away, but still a lot of people came over, including yourself. So good to hear that it came across the way we would like it to come across, a bit more positively than just hey, let's good to hear, man. You've been playing in the half finals, and when I asked you about the fact that I wanted to do like a commentary of the half finals, you were like, the match was over quickly, let's maybe not do that. And I was like, man, come on, let's have a look at it. So I'm gonna ask a lot of stupid questions. You know me, I play, but I do not recognize a lot of the cards. When I read them, I know what they do, but I have to look everything up, and I watched the match before, so I know a little bit what's going on. I muted the sound, but you have the Imposter as your avatar, and your opponent who went on to win the tournament had the Necromancer, right?
Yeah.
Why did you choose the Imposter?
Honestly,
because it can be every avatar.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to play, and it has like a pretty cool like toolbox with the collection masking on into every avatar that you want to have, and so you have an amazing. They're like amazing tricks in it, and I really enjoy playing it. And it has some. I wouldn't call it an S tier avatar. At the moment, it is more like an A tier. So if you're really trying to get the most compatible competitive deck. I'm not sure. Maybe it's evolving into something, but it's honestly, Imposter is just something that I really enjoy playing, and it has a few tricks up its sleeve, and that's why I played it.
Okay, nice. And I see in the beginning right away you play that side which allows you to protect, I think, your avatar, right? What does it exactly do? I looked it up, but you know it from the top of your head?
I probably slaughtered the pronunciation, but it's Mount Usa Sanctuary, something like that. Amazing art by Marta Molina, by the way.
Sure.
And if you, exactly how you described it, when you hit Death's Door, you're gonna run to the sanctuary, get a little ward on your avatar. Ward, you do know what a ward is?
Yeah, it protects you until the first blow.
Exactly.
The avatar or a minion gets, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So very thematic. You go into the sanctuary, get a little buff, and try to stay alive. And it's actually pretty powerful. Like the amount of games that we are won just because of that little ward is not to underestimate.
Yeah, it gives you another turn, right? Basically.
Almost. It's like almost a second Death Door. If your opponent just has a single card that will deal the death blow, well, he needs to find another one. So that's a huge thing for sure.
Here he's playing, I'm going to just hit pause. No, but I think it is a huge thing, and I saw the theme in your deck, and we're going to see some more star cards with ward and so on. So I think it's very interesting what you went for there. He's playing the side that for if you have a threshold of 4 warder, you can turn a minion into, how are these things called? The 3/3s?
Horrible hybrids.
Okay,
very Lovecraftian theme. Yeah.
Yes, and obviously
called the Gilman House. by
Gilman House, yes.
It's very hard to differentiate between Gilman House and Innsmouth Dogs because they are both water sites from the same artist. I think it's even like one bigger artwork, and they split it into two separate cards. Not 100% on that, but at least it feels like that was the key case here.
Okay, and he obviously is making skeletons each turn with the Necromancer. At least he's trying to, and at a certain point, he wants to turn those into hybrids, I guess. So that is definitely a theme that's going on there.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I saw you kept your hand. You're playing Earth Fire, right?
Earth Fire.
There's a step. Yeah. Okay. Why do you play Earth Fire? Just because of the extra fire spells that give you removal, or?
Yeah, I think the short answer would be it is a good combination for a control play style right now, and it's what I usually like to play. Or well, it depends, but I just felt like I had a few cool tricks up my sleeve, as I said earlier, with that color combination, and I was trying to catch some people off guard with it, which happened quite often as well. But the Necromancer mono water with a little bit of air splash is a little bit the dominating deck at the moment in the meta because it is, first of all, very strong, and it is it's more easy to pilot than other builds, I would say so. And you can have like really oppressing turns, and this is also what you're going to see happen here. I think I have like the matchup is already slightly in his favor, with a huge ceiling on his part where he can just like do unfair things that I'm having a hard time to defend against. And there's also what we're gonna, with a little spoiler, that's what's gonna happen here. So that's why I said earlier to you, I'm not sure if this is like the most amazing game here to stream. Because there was
don't downplay your half finals, man. It's all good. I think it was a very interesting game, and sometimes even the uneven matchups. Obviously, for you, it might seem a bit like because it was you see pretty much early on in the game that you are falling behind a little bit. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just praise you for the great player you are, and you're playing a deck because you wanted to try it and you want to play it with the Imposter, and it's fun to play, which is okay at Ascanrask. But he played the Sir Pellegrin or something.
Yeah, let's agree on that. Sir Pelliers. I always say Pelliers. I have no clue if that's true or not.
And that guy is pretty good because he can move freely across water sites. That means he can move across water sites, and then he can do his normal movement, right?
Exactly.
Like attack, move, or whatever. Okay.
Exactly.
And you played the guy that at the end of your turn, you just attack a nearby minion. That's how you killed the skeleton here, right?
Yep.
So you didn't even attack because in the first round you played, you can't attack. You got like kind of summoning sickness, but then at the end you just kind of struck it down
to an adjacent. You even have to strike to adjacent minion. And if there's no adjacent unit, the kobolds strike themselves and die. So that's
really
a little bit of a drawback.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. That's interesting. So you have to play them very tactically.
Yep. Mostly you want to make sure that there's something next to them that ideally something of your opponent that you can maybe even kill. But the last thing you want to do is not have anything adjacent, so they have to strike themselves and die. That's usually not the plan.
No, definitely not. What is he playing here? That side was interesting as well. That is connected water sides, right?
Yeah, it's River Rapids. It's an elite side.
So you can push minions just one further because the river is floating them along. Super thematic. I like that. So he moved to the side because he has free movement, and then he attacked you on your step in front.
Very nice. Pause the video here real quick because that was almost the moment where I lose the game. So you can see he starts building a pretty good board presence and putting on some pressure here with all these skeletons. It's if you can count one and one together, you can see that the Gilman house is going to transform all those skeletons rather sooner than later into the horrible hybrids, which is a card that you can has a 3 power tag value.
a lot. Yeah,
frees a lot here, especially if it's almost for free. And with the Serpelliers being a 4-power minion as well, he can just like put me down to Death's Door pretty soon. Which would mean that I would go to the Sanctuary earlier than expected and when I wanted. So my idea for my next plan is, okay, I really want to stay in control of this game a little bit and like get a little bit like card value here and there. So in my next turn, I'm gonna make a little risky move and putting my next side to the left of my Sanctuary, so the kobolds can go onto that side and can kill the Serpelliers end of my turn. But with doing that, I know that I'm in big trouble if he has decarded Landian Fate, which is an aura that you can position in a 2x2 crit, and every color, like everything gets drowned. If it's a non-ordinary site, and you lose all your thresholds, they become all water thresholds.
It only produces water.
Yeah. So I was like already a little bit behind here in this game, and I was like, you know what, I'm having a little headache, a little bit too much wine here. Let's go. F it. Put aside to the left. If he has a Landian Fate, so be it. Otherwise, I'm like kind of in a good shape. But you see him making
you had to take some risk. Yeah,
little mistake
here. He wanted to. He played he played that minion that kind of draws you in, the swamp lady. I don't know how she's called, but she shoots a projectile, and what she hits, she draws into a water side and drowns it. Right?
Exactly.
Which fits the theme as well. And then he wanted to activate the Gilman house, but he doesn't have like 4 water thresholds yet.
He played I think it's the Lone Tower Doctor, one of these towers, and that means he is on 1 air threshold or 2 air thresholds and only 3 water thresholds. So, and he needs an additional 4 water threshold to activate this one. Yeah, which is why I had to ask him to please take that back.
And
not kill me.
Rightfully so.
So bad.
No, and then he kind of is moving his minions back. Why didn't he tap that one? Or he just summoned that one there instead of moving it forward?
It to be fair, didn't really make any difference since I'm not gonna approach to that side. So if it's tapped or not tapped, it's almost never really making a difference here.
No, I get it. Not being difficult. I heard it in the commentary as well, which is fine, of course.
And which is also the idea of the Ascanrask, or in Sorcery basically in general. So I think also like in the more competitive community, you can do like takebacks as long as there was no new information revealed. So for example, if you declare an attack and there was nothing your opponent could have done, like defending, for example, you can. And you think about it a little longer, and you just do the take back. That is like 99% of the people will agree with that. So
I would like to play in tournaments like this. I'm not sure if, for example, a grand contest will be like this, but every tournament I've been to or organized myself, I try to indeed do it that way. What you do here, it's much more relaxed. I mean, come on, we're all grown ups. Let's do it the way
It's also due to the design of Sorcery, the game, like game wise. Since you don't have really instant spells, there are like I think 2, but they're not really played. So your opponent usually doesn't really have too many interactions with you in their turn.
Yes.
So you like in the nature of it self, you can be a little bit more relaxed compared to Magic, where you could always have like an interaction with a counterspell, for example.
Yeah, and then you can take things back. That's very true. Mm-hmm. Now, I think what you did here, if I remember correctly, is turn your Imposter into a Pathfinder, right?
Yep.
And that's done by just using the 3 threshold, the 3 mana you get. Mm-hmm. And that's why you've drawn a side, you revealed it, and you're deciding where to play it.
Yep. So
I'm still with you. I'm happy with myself.
Yeah. So there's like two reasons for it. First of all, you see the Nelly long arms. She can just drag me if I stay in this direction or in her vision of sight.
So you have to get the little guy. How's he called? The end of the turn strike guy out. The kobolds. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to get them out of the way, and obviously you have to get them to the left. Otherwise, he will strike himself.
Mm-hmm. I could have also gone to the right, but that would have meant that I don't really have any ways of dealing with the Serpelliers, and then we're talking like serious damage. On the other hand, I'm really risking the Atlantean Fate coming in here,
drowning him,
which was like, pick your poison. You want to have that Serpelliers gun, or you want to be more, punished by the Atlantean Fate? And I decided to let's go with the first idea of getting rid of the Serpelliers. Let's see how it turns out.
Yes, but you added the trinket, and I was curious what the turn order for that is, because at the end of the turn you have to take the trinket back to their hand, right? Obviously you're getting him to strength 3 so he can kill the Serpelliers, correct? I'm still with you. Awesome. But then it does that at the end of the turn. Will the trinket, obviously not, because you did it that way, I saw, but will the trinket be going to your hand after the strike? Can you choose what happens? Because you want to have the 3 power, so you want to have him strike, and then the trinket goes back to your hand, because then it has 2 power again. How do you choose the order of that? So, is that just your choice, or is there like...
Since both are end of turn triggers, you can kind of queue them up as you want. And obviously, I will have the Kobold Strike before I have to return my trinket.
Fair enough.
And very themeful from him with the Atlantean Fate, since Rafaela Lersch was also part of the event, and she's the artist behind Atlantean Fate.
Yes,
he uses her
I actually had the Atlantean Fate signed by her and submitted it to PCG grading with the Ascanrask 3 labels.
Let me know. Let me know how it turns out. Atlantean Fate
I will.
is notoriously hard to grade, if I remember correctly. I think
it's just a beta non-foil, so probably it will not be better than a 9 with PCG, but for me it's more the memento. There was one thing I didn't get, and maybe I can just go back like... Yes, so we see here he plays that Atlantean Fate, he drowns the kobolds. Then he moves forward, and then he attacks your avatar. But that's kind of either you move and attack, or you move. How does that work?
So if you skip a little bit back, I think the skeleton starts at the river rapids. So what he does is he
pushes it forward with, because he isn't River Rapids just connected? It's connected water sites, but not connected
rivers.
But okay, that's what I missed. So the other side he played up there is the water side. Now he has 4 water threshold, but he can push it 1 forward, and then he steps forward and attacks. Okay, I get it now. I was missing the part. I thought it's the same card. It has to be River Rapids. No, but it's not. It's just water sides.
Yeah. And that was something I saw earlier before as well. Like he always had the option to do so. So even if he wouldn't have played the Atlantean Fate, but there's like just really not that much I could have done otherwise here. So he's just being very, very punishing. Basically, if he sees the lines and he does what he's supposed to do, plays it correctly, and it's me.
So even if he, for example, wouldn't have lost his Sir Pelios. Sorry, I don't want to be dismissive to Sir Pelios, which probably was a very brave knight.
There's a new rule. We have to name him every time we mention him. He gets a new name. So it's Pelios this time, and the next time we will think of something else.
So he could have moved Sir Pringles across the whole board now if it would have still be alive, and then he could have just shown up everywhere, and then he still could have attacked, right? So that's a good strategy. Interesting. Yeah. And that's what he did with the skeleton. He moves it forward. He hits you for 1. Makes sense. Okay, fair enough. And then he moves those 2 forward. He now has 4 threshold. I didn't get that as well the first time I looked at it. I thought you need like 4 to activate it once, but you just need 4, then it happens automatically.
Exactly. Not automatically. You still have to activate, like you have to proactive trigger that. But he did, because why not?
But how do you know? Because the card says turn 1 minion into the what was it called? The hyper thingy. So I didn't get that. It seems very overpowered like this.
I mean, it is the strength
hybrid.
Hybrids. Where can I find the card? House.
Gilman House. Unique side of this world evolution. Transform a minion here into a horrible hybrids from your collection.
Exactly, but it's not limited to a single minion. And since you don't really spend threshold, you just threshold is always just a check. Do you have it or do you don't? It's not like mana where you spend your mana.
He even can use those 4 threshold to play a minion for 4. He now has 4. He can do it as often as he wants to. It's just like a triggered ability.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
Maybe
that seems very overpowered.
It is very powerful, but on the other hand, you need to have a minion that you are willing to sacrifice. So if you're not the Necromancer, there's not that many minions running around that you might want to sacrifice to be a horrible hybrid, if you know what I mean. Usually spending
I know what you mean, but often I mean, I'm not a good player, obviously, but in I play where are we? Yeah. I think we're right about here, right? Yeah, then he's turning them. I'm just gonna leave it running. I wanted to hit pause, but now I can leave it running. No, but I obviously have minions in my deck for 1 or 2 that in the end game don't help a lot anymore. And then a 3-hitter still is better. And you obviously probably always have 4 threshold at a certain point. So every minion that is good in the early game, that's not worth a lot in the end game, unless it's moving freely or whatever. And I know if you build a competitive deck, you probably build it the way that every minion has its purpose, and you probably don't want to turn them. But the option to have, and indeed, like with tokens or whatever, because you got like a token side as well, then it might be really good. But he's pumping out tokens every round, skeletons. That's probably the best way to use that combo, right?
Yeah, so it's exactly how you said it. Mostly your units are a little bit more valuable than just a horrible hybrid in general.
Yeah.
And also you have to dedicate slots in your obviously, not the other word, slots in your collection to a horrible hybrid. So you can have up to 4 horrible hybrids, means you only have 6 cards left to complete your collection with. So it comes at an opportunity cost. Yeah. And sometimes you're just not going to see the Gilman's House, and you would love to have another card maybe in your collection that you don't have anymore. But yeah, I think it is in a token strategy. It can be very powerful, and it is very powerful here for sure. But in the end, it's not game breaking, if you know what I mean.
No, I get it. Yeah. If you put it that way, it's not that you can do that indefinitely. You can only do it 4 times max, and in the end, you use up slots in your collection that might be worth adding something else to. I get it. It just seemed particularly strong in this case, and I thought if he does that every round, but I indeed didn't think of the fact that you can only do it 4 times. You're switching from left to right here.
Move mountains, which is obviously also just me thinking about stuff and reordering my turn here a little bit, because the Nether Long Arm can just shoot at the Sister of Silence, ignoring the ward, and will drone her at the lighthouse. So honestly,
it's not damage. So it's kind of grabbing her and getting her into the water. So that doesn't count as damage. So she can still target the sisters and ignore the ward. Okay, I thought that was interesting as well. For me, the ward is like, because of my magic mind, if you target it, the ward goes away or the counter goes away or whatever, and then but in this case, it's more thematic.
It's also a little bit. I know certain interactions because I just play so much that I just know what happens when this targets or this sees that happening, what the outcome is supposed to be. But sometimes I can't really explain it with the rules itself. There are like so many, especially with the ward. For example, the card Gargantular is gonna, because he's not targeting the minion with the ward, so she's ignoring the ward. A Patch Butcher, for example, he would pull you over, and if you decide to strike the unit, then the ward would break. For Nelly Longarms, she's not fighting anything, so she would just grab the Sister of Silence and would drown her. So you see, there's like for sorcery always. If you don't know every rule, you just approach the play like the golden rule says, and do what you think makes the most sense, and write it on a little piece of paper, a little note, and check online how it's supposed to be. And for next time, you just know it, and that's how you learn.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I sometimes I think it's not a big problem to play, but there are such easy questions. I think I asked you before, like, and I saw that in a video recently from the Sorcery guys. Can a walking minion attack a flying minion? And the answer is no. But I played a tournament where they all says, yes, of course you can attack. And I was like, okay, then I'm going to attack it. And or I'm going to be attacked, but I'm going to play with that rule. Same goes, for example, with, can you... It's very simple. Can you summon a minion to every side? Yes, right? Or just to the side where your avatar is?
Well, every side that is under your control, unless the card says otherwise.
Yes, but you can only cast a spell from the side where a spellcaster or your avatar is.
Yep, that's correct. So
okay.
Basically,
no, just double checking.
It depends a little bit on the magic spell in particular. For example, Poison Over is a spell that says like nearby to the spellcaster something happens, and there are like certain magic spells. For example, Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt says at target location or target site. Target site, I think.
That's everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
no, I get it.
Yeah,
you have to be very aware of wordings and very careful with how you interpret it.
Yeah, but I think that's basically. I'm also back then I played Warhammer, the tabletop game, and I think that's even more of a rule mess compared.
Definitely.
And also when we started with Magic, we had no idea about the stack.
No.
You just have to play it over and over again, and until somebody tells you, oh wait, the Tarmogoyf isn't dying when he gets lightning bolted because he still sees the lightning bolt in the graveyard, and so he gets +1 defending power. If you know it is, there's like so many little nuances that you just learn by playing, and I wouldn't be afraid of just like shuffling some decks and play. You're gonna play it 80% to 90% correct anyways with your feeling. So
no, I totally agree. I have that with Magic still. I play pretty competitively, and I still sometimes do get exactly the stack wrong or the following or the order or whatever. And normally you intuitively do it right because you're playing it for such a long time. But in the end, sometimes I see something like, why? The Tarmogoyf example is a very good one because for me it's very unlogical, but it actually is that way. So that's very weird. Interesting thing, he played a very strong minion there. I can't think of the name, but that minion is drowning. What kind of entity?
Lacuna.
Lacuna entity. And
Lacuna sounds like a good drink you can order at the beach bar, right?
One more sounds like a nice cocktail, yeah.
Yeah.
And here it's an entity, but it drowns nearby minions when it comes into play or something like that.
It has a pretty weird... It's another weird card for sure, because it will pull over minions, ignoring their... Let me say, I need to find the cards. I'm not... Lacuna. Like that. There we go. It says, Genesis, track target weaker minion from an adjacent site to here, ignoring regions. So I think the drag weaker minions part is pretty clear. Adjacent is also pretty clear. And ignoring regions means there are two regions. There's the surface and the sub-region, right? So you have under the water or on top of the site, or you have the underground. I'm not even know what the actual words for it is. Submerged, exactly. Yeah. And what Lacuna entity does, she or her, him has void work, so you can play it in the void, and you can pull over, ignoring the region, a minion into the void. So the foot soldier is in a different region, but since Lacuna entity is ignoring it, you can pull it over. And foot soldier is not having void work means he's gonna die.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I think the whole region thing with submerged and flooded, which is the submerged thing, then with water, and then the surface, and then air. It's very confusing to me if I play with new players, because it's still confusing to me. Yeah. Oh, and if I play with new players, they don't get that at all, and it's very difficult to keep track of. I think it's one layer too much, personally. I'm going to suggest a rule change.
Please not more rule change anymore. We had them.
No, I'm just kidding. No worries.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. It was the same for me. But if you it is the same. Like we said before, right? Just play it a little bit more regularly, and you get used to it. It's just
true.
I don't know.
It's just another layer. Literally,
learning to drive bike, and it's not that hard. And in the beginning, you think, how can you keep balance? You just do it automatically. After a while, you don't even think about it. Same here with the regions.
What is he doing here? Like, he, of course, on the left there, you are trying to survive. You added the minion, and I know it's Drew Tucker artwork, but I don't remember how it's called.
Kettletop on. I'm not sure about the second one. Leprechaun,
yeah.
Leprechaun, yeah. A little Irish dude.
Yes, exactly. And then he played the side with 3 tokens.
Tadpool, and Tadpool has a Genesis ability. Genesis is always like a come into play trigger, basically. And if you have 3 or more water threshold, you will summon 3 frogs submerged. So there will be 3 little frog tokens submerged onto the Tadpool when it comes into play.
That helps with the Gilman's house as well. Eventually,
helps with the Gilman's house, yeah.
And in general, 3 tokens is not too bad. It's like getting blows and adding to blocks or whatever. So
little chunk block nice. Here.
Interesting. I like your deck as well. I think you found like an opponent here that exactly countered your way of playing. Right? Or is that a wrong assumption? Not exactly, but pretty much is very effective against you. Let's say it like this.
Yeah. Like, long story short, his deck is very consistent in what it does. And it can be very oppressing, very good, and almost feel unfair if you don't know what you can do against it. I think I have a decent chance winning if we play, I say 20 times. I don't know. I think I win probably like 10. So it's a 50-50. Nice. It's a little bit of a skill check for certain moments. And I have a little bit of a few surprise elements in my deck that if he hasn't played it, funny thing, we played the second round in the Swiss against each other as well. And that's where one of my little, like him not knowing the matchup really was my advantage, because I was able to do a little trick, which meant he couldn't really kill me. And he was even more far ahead in our Swiss game when in this game. But he couldn't manage to kill me. Not giving too much, or can give it away. It's not a big thing. I was on an ordinary side, and I had a root spider underneath me, and the imposter can switch into any other avatar he wants to. And I switched into an Ironclad. Ironclad says that he will ignore everything that is 2 damage or less. And that is pretty hard for his deck to kill me then at this point, because root spider means every minion that is trying to get onto my side is gonna get disabled and won't strike me. And being underneath an ordinary side means the Atlantean Fate won't flood them. Well, we're going into a little bit of detail here, but
no, I get it.
I'm trying to say it was like one of those small little things where you can build a little trap for
he couldn't kill the spider. He couldn't kill you.
Exactly. And then he had the whole, they were like all giants, bombastic creatures, but they couldn't really deal the final blow. And I was able to dance around them a little bit, put a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there. And in the end, I killed him. And he couldn't really do something about it. So I was trying to establish that something like that here as well. But well, let's see if I managed to do it or not.
What is he playing here? I think it's called the Succubus or something.
Abaddon Succubus, something like that.
Yeah, and he's pushing it forward with the river, and then it does something. What does it do when it is nearby another minion? Because it kills your minion.
It lures an adjacent minion onto the side with the Succubus, and if it enters, it will deal 2 damage to the minion and will heal you for 2. So very powerful.
Ah, okay.
Kettletop only being a 2 power minion means it dies.
Yes.
Right. So me being a Death Star, really have to look for something here. I have to for sure deal with the Abaddon Succubus to not die. Yeah.
You're smiling. You know what is coming.
I know what the potential lines could be to survive here, and there's very I'm just having to high roll here a little bit and just hope for him. Like as a control player, you're usually trying to avoid every possibility for an opponent to kill you. So you naturally think about ways for him to kill you, but there were so plenty that I just have to pick a poison here and just be like, all right, I won't be able to survive this play. I won't be able to survive that one. So what are we gonna do? And it's usually a very bad spot, giving you your opponents the outs to just right away kill you. But I'm yeah. You still have to go for it, right?
Yeah, of course. In the end, you only lost once you've lost. So
exactly.
It's I turned around games not only in Sorcery where the opponent already wanted to pack up, and I won them because they thought I have nothing against them. So yeah. And then you got that one card, that's in your deck that might be able to do some direct damage or whatever, and yeah. And then you draw it, and then you win. Very surprisingly, but in this case, I think we. What are you talking about here? I can't remember.
I was thinking about the Atlantean Fate really screwed up my game plan pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see it over there. He had the Nelly long arms on the lighthouse, and the Nelly long arms can shoot her projectile and pull over the imposter. So I wasn't even really asking for for him to play anything after my turn. He can just like win with the current board state. But there was really nothing I could do otherwise. I was hoping a little bit by putting the village next to my Mount Usar sanctuary that if I'm be able to get away that Atlantean Fate, where I have a few options to do so, that my Mount Usar sanctuary will be active again, and if I hit Death's Door, I will run over and can then save myself on the village and maybe draw into the Root Spider so I can go with the plan I said earlier with the Root Spider underneath me. But he played very well. A great guy from. Little shout out to all the guys from I think he was from Croatia. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, he was.
Croatia.
I did a short with everybody. With you as well. You represented Germany, but with everybody who was from a different country, and he was representing Croatia. And I did a short with him after he won, and he mentioned he was from Croatia as well. And he the funny thing was he forgot his deck, and the first morning on Saturday morning he went to the Trolls of the Realm, who have single cards available, and we're selling singles there. And he said like, hey, on Discord the night before, I won't come. I forgot my deck, and the trolls were like, "Hey man, just drop by in the morning. You drove for a couple of hours. It's okay. We can fix you up." And I think even cards like the Atlantean Fate were not in his original deck, but they didn't have the cards, so they added like an Atlantean Fate because it was like kind of the deck from one of the Trolls of the Realm guys, Ron. And this card actually won him a couple of matches, including this one. So it's sometimes it's very funny how things can go.
For sure, yeah, definitely. But that's a thing that I really have to mention. Like especially the Ascanrask, I did say the Ascanrask community. Like for the very first and second event, it was. I think it grew by a few people for sure. But it was kind of like the same guys coming over and over again. And for like this edition, it was probably because it was in Austria and it was a little bit easier for the guys from Slovenia and Croatia, Poland to come over, and Hungary, such a blast. Like seeing so many new faces, everyone was amazing. It was really amazing. Great like personalities, not only players but also personalities.
Just nice guys,
very
and
nice
girls.
guys.
There were several girls there as well, but predominantly.
Really looking forward. To see. I'm just saying, I'm really looking forward to see those girls and guys. Again for maybe Sorcery Fest or something else, and it is interesting to see that the sorcery scene is growing significantly. I would say so.
It's growing, in my opinion, slowly but steadily, and significantly. I can agree with that, because I think we got a lot more. No, I can agree with it, because we got a lot more players than we had before, and exactly like you said, for us it was very interesting to see that the change of location opened up the possibility to so many new players from different countries, but we still got the Austrian guys that came to the Ascanrask tournaments and drove for 14 hours. They only drove like 2 hours now. And we still got the guys from Switzerland, and we still got a lot of guys from Germany and from Denmark and so on. But on the other hand, a lot of new guys from Hungary, Slovenia, Slovakia, Poland, indeed. So that was
Italians were there as well.
Italian, a couple of Italian, including Pietro, the artist. So that was really nice.
The guys from Spain also always there.
I personally like those a lot, because we met them at the first Ascanrask, but they are just such nice guys. Spanish normally are very friendly anyways, but just relaxed, easygoing, how the Spanish are, and I'm always happy to see them. And they indeed flew in from Barcelona, had fun and drank some wine over the weekend and played some matches. So that's definitely, I think next stop will be Sorcery Fest for all of us. You will be there as well, you said, right?
Be there in, I think it's June. We can, I that's the thing. I'm not even sure.
I think it's July 3 to 5.
Yeah, more advertisement because I think they're sold out already. So I don't want to.
But that's okay. Are they sold out already? Yeah, since they have the grand contest now, they might be sold out. And I know I'm not playing, so I yesterday got the confirmation that I'm very welcome anyway. Making content again. No, last year it was amazing. I did I think 3 art reveals with Jeff Menges, with Mattias Frisk. I had an interview with all of them. I had an interview with Michal Negipol. They had 3 artists. I had just a lot of content with all of you guys, and in general, I just had a lot of fun. So
amazing location.
The Leeuwarden is beautiful. It's especially beginning of July. You can sit along the Gracht, along the water, and you can just have a drink. And it's a little further away, but it's not further than Austria. So for me, it's 2-hour drive.
For me, it's always a nightmare wherever I go.
Yeah. I know from Eastern Germany, it's always a nightmare. But hey, we're still looking for. Are you arriving on Friday already? Obviously, probably
Friday, and I will even stay a little bit longer to make a little bit holidays in Leeuwarden because it's such a nice place.
Nice.
And what is also very nice, but the Sorcery Fest last year was almost 60 people, which was quite a lot in my opinion already, since it is at a different or a difficult place to get. So 60 people in Leeuwarden is pretty good. And this time we are twice as much, 120. And it's all out already.
It's going to be crazy.
More.
Yeah.
That's within a year.
Within a year. You see, but I mean, you've seen Ascanrask grow as well, and it's not a grand contest, and it's not close to Amsterdam. At least this time it wasn't. And we still grew from, I think, 41 players in the first one to, I think, 47 in the second one. And now we were at 56 players, and we even had a lot of more people over. So I think in total we were 80 people over the 2 days. So that's for us amazing. And Sorcery Fest doubled their numbers, which is amazing as well. But on the other hand, it is the first grand contest here, and then there will be a second one again in Germany, organized by the guys from the White Rabbit store, and the third one will be Siege at the Core, Belgium guys. So that's a lot of stuff to look forward to. And in that case, definitely the community is growing, which is very nice. Felix, we made it longer than we expected. Almost an hour, but that's fine. For me, it's fine. But you thought there wasn't a lot to talk about. But leave it to me to ask stupid questions about gameplay, and we're an hour.
No, but you can tell you played TCGs before, and you have a good understanding for what's going on. And yep.
I still appreciate it, but I think I do without wanting to be arrogant. I can play, and I also can play sorcery. Sometimes I just need to know how does it work, and if somebody says like this, I know how it works, and then I understand it, and I just play. So I see the combinations, I see the combos, I see, especially with his deck, what is built where. I see with your deck, I see that a little less, because I think it didn't come out the way. Yes, and I'm gonna watch other matches. I think there's one more with you in one of the folders. Would you just say no, please, not because you're on camera. Would you want to do a talk over of the finals as well, or the?
I haven't even seen them. Yep. We can. I'm happy to do so.
Yeah,
and by the way,
even in that relaxed setting, without being too heavily focused on deep strategics, but okay, cool. Yeah. Let's see if we can do that, and maybe we can upload it in the next couple of days, weeks. You never know. That would be nice. I would like to, because it gives me a much better understanding of what's going on in the meta and what's going on with the decks, and even some rule questions hey, okay, that works this way, interesting. So that's nice. All right, folks, Thanks a lot for listening. Let's get rid of that. We should have done that like a while ago because we already saw how it ended, and now we are like very small, and now we're a little bit bigger. Stay healthy, folks. Stay frosty. Thanks a lot, Felix, for joining today. It was a pleasure as always. Nerds and proud of it.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.